Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome to the G.R.I.N.D. Simon Arias here. Get ready, it's a new day. What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of the G.R.I.N.D. Get ready, it's a new day. And let's dig in and start with our thoughts. Recently, I've been talking about, everything starts with a thought. Your thoughts determine your words determine your actions, and your actions determine your habits, and your habits determine your future. So it all starts with the thinking. Where we are today is the result of the dominating thoughts in our minds, and the way we think determines what our attitudes are. Think about attitude. You ever hear the term attitude determines your latitude? Like how high you go is determined on your attitude. And your attitude is dictated by how you think of things, how you look at things. One person may get a flat tire and they think, oh man, I got bad luck. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have nothing at all. This is bullshit. Weigh me down. Start my day. Another person get a flat tire. Say, you know what? Maybe it saved me from something. Maybe I was supposed to get a flat tire to save me from a major car accident. How can I didn't die. My car didn't explode. I got a flat tire. I can't control it. All I can do is get a new tire. Let me get to where. Now, we're all human. I've had days where I get pissed off at getting a flat tire or whatever it is, but 90% of the time, you need to have a positive response. Everybody's human. You have those days where you just like wilding out. But more than 90% of the time, you got to have a positive response. The way that you look at things is what determines your attitude. I see people take themselves out of the game. They have something go wrong in their life and they already start pouring negativity on that subject so they don't turn around and spin it into anything positive. But the people with the right attitudes, the people that go to the next level, their thoughts are all positive. Their thoughts are mostly positive. Their self-talk is mostly positive. The good news is if you're not somebody that has a positive attitude or switches things and controls that conversation in your mind, you could change it. No one controls you but you. You control the way that you think. You control the way that you speak. You can change all that stuff. What kind of emotional response do you have when things happen? I have a friend of mine, Britton Costa. He always says, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. When emotion is high, intelligence is low. So that means you ever make bad decisions because you're fighting and arguing with somebody and then you say some things you don't mean or you do some stuff that you don't mean. It's when emotions are high, intelligence gets low. So you got to be able to control your emotions. And you control your emotions by controlling your thoughts. The point is that your thinking prompts your emotion, and that's the key. And here's why. The big thing is we can control our thoughts. You and I, we can. You can control the way that you think, the way that you look at stuff. And then the way that we feel is determined by the way that we think, those thoughts. Therefore, we can control our feelings by changing the way that we think. So much of our life is controlled by our feelings. And you can control that by the way that you think. It's the framework of which you see events, things that happen to you, or the way that you see yourself or even other people. You are not what you think you are. But you are what you think. What does that even mean? You're not what you think you are about yourself. It's you are what you think. What you think is the key. What are the things that you're thinking about? That's the stuff that determines who you become, who you are, that attitude, those thoughts that determine those emotions. You can't be all emotional and accomplish anything great. We all go through that phase in life where, we're always just emotional. Anything that happens, we're all emotional. Up and down, dictated by whatever's going on that day. If having a great day, nothing goes on, I'm happy. If something goes bad, I'm down. Until you learn how to control your thoughts, which controls your feelings, which dictates your outcome, that's all the framework. Once you get the thought process down of winning and of being a champion, then what? Then you got to commit to pay the price. And when you commit to pay the price, typically there's change involved. You have to change. So really you have to commit to pay the price for change. Nobody likes change. Change is uncomfortable. Sometimes people will sit around and they'll sit and I hear conversations like, well, I don't understand. I don't understand why those people would continue to do the things that they're doing when they could do so much better if they... Sometimes people are so afraid of change that they would rather deal with the pain of their current circumstances rather than dealing with the pain of change to go to a better place and leave those circumstances. Either way, you're going to go through pain. I want to encourage you to go through the pain to change. It's uncomfortable to change. Make friends with it. You can do it. The human mind, the human body, we adapt. I had a friend recently, Mike Vasu, who was speaking at our leadership conference. Shout out to Cash Money Family. And he talked about, I think it was Charles Darwin, who talked about the species and the people and the things that survive in life are the ones that evolve, the ones that can adapt to change the most. Those are the ones that survive. Those are the ones that thrive. It's no different for you. It's no different for me. It's no different for we. It's no different for us. It's going to be who can adapt through change. Sometimes we can control it. Sometimes we can't control it. But who can adapt through change? Those are the people that survive and thrive. One half of knowing what you want is knowing what you must give up before you get it. Oh, listen, don't just be driving and missing this one. Please hear me. One half of knowing what you want is knowing what you must give up before you get it. You know why? Because you can't go up without giving up. You can't go up without giving up something. So before you go up, I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to give up? Yeah, you. What is it that's holding you back? What are the people, places, things? What is it? Half the battle is figuring out what are the things that I'm going to need to get to give up? What are the things that I'm going to need to give up in order to go to the next level? Change always costs you something. You think you could change without it costing you something. That ain't going to happen. You have to expect that there's going to be a price. Change always costs something. If it's not materially, then it's going to be time. If it's not time, it's going to be energy. In fact, if change doesn't cost you something, then it's not real change. If it don't cost you something, if you ain't giving up something, it's not real change. But here's the thing, change equals growth, right? There's no growth in your what? There's no growth in your comfort zone. Change brings you growth. But change also brings grief. What is grief? Discomfort, pain, things that people want to avoid, things that people don't like. We don't want grief. We don't want pain. But that's what change brings. But that's how you grow. And so there's people out there listening and thinking, why am I so stressed out? Why am I going through this? Why is it so hard emotionally? Why? You're going through change. If it's progressively and it's not just problems for the sake of having problems, like if you're in a career or if you're building a business or if you're driving towards something, you're going to have some grief. You're going to have some pain. You're going to have some struggles. You're going to have some obstacles. You're going to have some setbacks. You're going to have some injuries. That's how you grow. So ask yourself, what will the changes that I really want cost me? Is what you want worth what you must give up in order to get it? Is what you want worth what you must give up in order to get it? And that's what I want to encourage you guys out there with. I want to encourage you right now to figure out what are those things that are holding you back that you know you need to give up. I see young people in our business having a bunch of success. And when you look at, well, why are some of these people having that much success? What's the differences between these people? We got young people, 19, 20 years old. They'll make $50,000 in a month. $25,000 in a month, multiple, tons of them. But they went through change. Ask their parents. Ask their friends. They're doing things that are uncomfortable. They did things that were uncomfortable. It's almost like that saying of, I think it was Grant Cardone maybe. He said, people said to him, I haven't seen you at the club. He said, yeah, I haven't seen you at the bank. You got to give up stuff. Maybe you're young. Maybe it's like, man, I got to give up the club. It's easy now because of COVID. But you're going to have to give up some of that life of, I just want to have fun. I just want to go to work at 5 o'clock and just have fun every day. Just enjoy, just travel, just do that, just do that. The more that you put those things off and invest into yourself, the more those things multiply and you'll have all those things down the road. You may skip the club today and buy the club in 10 years. You may skip the trip or vacation you're trying to scrounge up right now and take a 30-month vacation everywhere you want to go, 5-star hotels 10 years down the road. But are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to give up something? Where are you at in your life, and what are those things that you must give up? Is it the friends? Is it the drugs? Is it the alcohol? Is it the late nights? Is it the women? Is it the men? Is it the club? Is it your ego? What are the things that need to happen in order to take you to the next level that you need to give up? And can you get comfortable in understanding that you're not crazy? I know it's different when you start to go through change. You gotta win that mental battle in your mind. That positive self-talk. I watch so many dead bodies happen daily just from people just losing the mental battle. I'll see them coming. You ever see those people that you see them coming and you just run the other way because you know they're just going to be saying something negative? Don't let that be you. Don't do that to yourself, and don't do it to other people. I had a man tell me one time, he said, my ears are not garbage cans. I heard him say it. My ears aren't garbage cans. Why are you speaking all this negativity? Knowing that your words have so much to do with the outcome of your life and your thoughts. Those words only come from your thoughts. So it starts with, man, I want to encourage you. Take control of your life. This ain't just some positive bullshit. This is some real shit that I learned. I didn't learn it from a textbook. I didn't learn it from, my dad always taught me as a kid. Wake up, guys. Wake up, Simon. Have a positive attitude. I didn't have one. I didn't have a dad. My mom had me at 19 years old. Worked constantly. 2, 3 jobs. Stayed with grandma. She worked a lot. I wasn't watching TV just, we're all going to sing Kumbaya and have. I learned this. This is how we got to where we're at right now and how we're going to go to where we're going right now. Them thoughts, baby. Them thoughts. I can do it. I will do it. Having a good day. Getting ready to win a title. I remember being in high school, my teammates, they could vouch for this. My junior year, we went 5-5. I said, we're going to win a state championship next year. And it spread. Everybody starts saying it. Yep, we're going to win a state title. We're going to win a state title. We're going to win a state championship next year. And it started with that. Starts with them words. Starts with that belief. Starts with those thoughts. So many people just thinking so small out there. Think big. Expect yourself to do something great. Reason why I knew we could talk about it is I knew I was going to be about it with the work. Something special happens to you when you know that you outwork the people to the left, people to the right, or person in front of you. Have you outworked your competition? Are you praying for and asking for something that you haven't worked for? It's an international language that all people respect is grind, work. If you outwork people, why don't people outwork people? I think people don't put in the work and they choose to do BS with their time because they don't believe it's going to pay off. And listen to that. Where does that come from? Your thoughts? Because people don't believe the effort will pay off, they don't put in extra effort. So they give average effort and use that time that they could be grinding on something else. When if you just put your head down and go to work and grind and put in that work, great things will happen. Great things typically happen if you can combine all the other things. If you put your head down and work, but you got a negative attitude, that don't work. Cancels itself out. When you put your head down and work, but you got negative influences around you constantly, that don't work. Cancels itself out. When you're putting in the work and you're not taking care of yourself mentally and spiritually, it ain't going to work. It's the whole formula. But I can promise you this. All over the multiple companies that I'm blessed and privileged to be a part of, I can tell you that the most successful people are not the smartest people. They're not the people with the highest IQ. They don't all have Harvard master's degrees. But some of the things that they have in common are some of the things that I just shared with you right now. Let's take control of our life. Let's dream big. Let's think big. Let's talk about what we're going to do with belief. Let's not beat ourselves with negative self-talk. And let's get out there and make it happen. We got one life to live. You only live once. Let's go out there and grind for it. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Grindcast. Share it with somebody else. Get ready. It's a new day.
Count money, man. Stack riches. Trying told him I'm a beast, blood.